Hello! Today's video is quite an interesting one in my opinion, because in this video, I'll be showing the process for a small comic I made for a school publication. That's right, I was part of my school's publication organization, and in the time I made this comic, I was the arts and graphics editor. And I say that I was part of the school publication organization because that was last school year during 11th grade. And I'm planning on leaving the organization this school year, now that I'm in 12th grade, to focus on some of my own personal projects. Some of those projects are quite exciting and take a lot of time to make. But yeah, I made a short comic. There were only 2 criteria given to us by our moderator for this comic, and that was to have a maximum of 4 panels, and it should be either relatable for students or humorous in some way. So each of us artists, there's not a lot of us, whipped out 1 4-panel comic each. Granted, by the time I'm recording this voiceover, I'm not entirely sure if the publication has been finished yet. So I don't know if my comic made it into the final broadsheet or not. Only time will tell. I also made an infographic and a few more artworks for the publication, but they have the school logo on them, so I can't really share it and make a speed paint for it. I also made a 2-page spread, but again, I don't know if that'll make the final cut. Our editor-in-chief is quite picky. Let's put the technicalities aside for a moment though and actually talk about the comic. So, the topic I chose. And I don't know if this is just a local thing that happens in my school, or if it happens in every school. Probably not, I don't know. I'm from the Philippines, by the way, that's why this comic is in Filipino. But it's based on this experience where it's close to exam period and your teachers say something along the lines of, "Don't go memorizing things for the test, familiarize them instead." And I know that makes sense. If you're familiar with a topic, you won't have to rely on memorizing details. And if you just memorize and not understand, then you'll just forget. But despite knowing this, we all know memorization gets us those answers and points in a test. So when you end up not memorizing and choosing to familiarize things without fully understanding, then you'll come across familiar looking questions and the answer is right at the tip of your tongue, but you just can't figure out what it is. You kinda just have to laugh and cry at the same time, going, "Oh, that's familiar." If you experience something similar in your school, feel free to share the experience. I'd love to read about that. That's the topic I went with anyways. I certainly experienced it on multiple occasions throughout multiple school years. And hey, at least 3 people in the editorial board laughed when they read my comic. So I'll take that as a good sign. Fun fact, this wasn't actually the original topic or idea I was going to make a comic of. The original idea I had was, and I think this may very well be a very Filipino thing, it's when it's really hot at school, for example, and you start complaining about the heat and then your seatmate, or anyone near you really, most likely a friend, would just go and say, "Oh, my bad, that's me, that's because I'm really hot." I don't know, that's just such a silly and honestly quite annoying thing when it happens so often at school. At least for me personally. Have you experienced that as well? I'd love to know, I'm curious. So yeah, that's the comic I made anyways. We all had to do these just in black and white, by the way. I did this all digitally because I thought it would make it look cleaner. But then I just ended up trying to keep everything nice and loose, so it has that classic comic book feel. Kind of like, again, I don't know if this is just a local thing, but we have chips here that have comics at the back of the packaging, and I really like the look of that. So it's quite ironic that I did this digitally just to try and make it look traditional, to some extent. Anyways, I'll probably upload an English translated version of this here on the channel's community tab right when this video uploads, just in case you want to see that. I'll be uploading that alongside the Filipino version, and other than that, I'll likely be at school again in 12th grade by the time this video uploads, So I'll be back to juggling schoolwork and personal art projects. No promises on my consistency here on this channel, but hey, I would really appreciate it if you stick around anyways. That's it for now though. I'll make an update if my comic makes it into the final broadsheet, and yeah. As always, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.